Welcome. Today is an actually beautiful day, as every day is. My name is ENYELAH Taylor, and I'm telling you today why I charge millions for my services. Number one, there are psychics all over the world that are trying to gather information about you. And when you keep the family secrets within the family, it's very easy to make sure everything stays within the family. When you have this information that is in someone else's hands, they have to treat your secrets, your information, with the highest regard, like it is part of their lifeline. This is why I am able to actually be at the price point I am. Because, first of all, my whole empire, everything I am, is my position in this world. Integrity is more important than anything. If a partner ever comes along, my own self is more important, and my own empire is more important. Any person that I relate with, my empire is more important. Why? Because I've gone through certain things in life that just doesn't allow me to capably connect with people in a way that allows me to trust them in any way, shape, or form. So there will always be a space within inside of myself which is just for my empire, just for myself. No matter how strongly I've felt emotions, no matter how intensely I've desired to be there for someone, I really can't. This is also the second reason, because, well, the more powerful you are and the more potent you are as a human being, you are normally the person that gets your way with absolutely everything. So you need someone who is going to tell you the truth, not the filtered version of that, not the version of, oh, we're going to hire her, and then your internal self manipulates me before I can even arrive. This is very much a true case in fact. The more powerful the person is, the more that they will be conversing on these deeper frequencies in order to mold and shape people to be exactly what is palatable for them. I'm here to speak in a good way to you, but I am here to deliver the all capital letters truth. If your empire needs a shift and a change here and there, and nobody can tell you how that is actually not working, it's because you are, well, for lack of a better word, a tyrant to them in the energy. You are the boss. You are the one that everyone listens to, and it needs to stay that way. Where when I come in, I really make sure and withstand all the belittlement and the bullying and the manipulation that you would normally do to other people. Now, I'm not trying to say that your kind demeanor and your professional self does those things. However, we have deeper parts of us that do the most potent and powerful things in the energy, and it is actually something that is very intimidating and will change a person's entire way of speech patterns when it comes to you, and this is required for your position. I'm still going to make sure and speak to you with the utmost potent truth in a way that is palatable but yet still truthful. So you might feel very frustrated when you normally don't feel frustrated, because nobody can do that. I'm going to be that person that's going to say, okay, I know you've been doing this for years, but it no longer works that way. We need to shift it this way. You will make more money this way. You will have your long-term legacy business continue to thrive and grow. You need to shift the way you treat your wife. That's actually what is changing the entirety of your business. She can't stand up to you because she has this love and care for you, but she's been suffering in this particular area. I'm going to tell you all of the things. I'm spilling the tea on you for you. That's it. That is worth a lot. That is why I get to charge the millions for the services that I provide once in a terms and conditions agreed transaction. It is extremely important that you know it's not just a paper, it's not just a signature, it's who I am at my core. What I get to share with you is for you, and you also have to know that you know more than anything to get to the place you're at, to be the person you are. You have to have a certain way of thinking, knowing, and being. Also, transacting with others, how you think of other people, how you see the different civilizations on this earth, the different levels of education, the different levels of dictation, the different levels of who you are as a human being, and what you cannot actually associate yourself with, because they will think that they can get one in on you, and you know this, and they can't. And I'm not here to penetrate any aspect of yourself. It's not who I am. I read frequencies. It is very, very different. I'm not here for a window. I'm not here for a door. I don't need any of that. I read the frequencies of where things are doing this in your life, in your business, in your empire, in your family. If you have someone in your family that is something that you don't want anybody to know about because they're just not quite right, but it doesn't really work with your image to get any assistance, I would definitely be that person, because the one and only thing that stops you is because you don't want anyone to know. I definitely have learned how to keep the straightest face in all circumstances. It's not my place to judge. It's not my place to do anything anywhere. When I'm outside on the road and something completely disgusts me, it's not my place to judge. When you understand this internal mindset, you understand what you are no longer attracting and connecting to. It is an internal solidarity within self. This also means that I will not pray victim to all the mind stuff that you play. And you have to do this because you are the leaders of business. You are the ones that hold entire worlds together. You are the people that actually mindfully work this entire world into existence. I understand these pressures. I go through them myself because I have a specific place in this earth, as you can see from my page, my website, and who I am. I lead a lot of people. I have to have a certain mentality, and my services are only one-on-one offered to those who truly have the same type of mentality, the same type of pressures, the same type of influence over other human beings. You think different, you act different, you move different. Certain things we don't necessarily go to say to other people, but I will say it out loud because it's who I am. I know there's different ways that you can affect a person without ever meeting them or knowing them. I am very deeply, profoundly aware of the different levels of a human and how that mastery brings forth an entire leadership over other leaders. There are things that can be said without being said. I can say it with a clear conscience and a total perfect knowing. Because anyone who does not know these things does not understand how they work. But those who do, we hold a pressure and an understanding and a certain belief system to truly know how all operates. So for you, the places that you might not be able to pay attention to, that is why I'm here, because I have mastered all of these places within inside of myself. It is really easy for me to recognize it within inside of you without a door, without a window. I don't need any keys. It's who I am. And when I am working with you, I have no interests from anybody else for any other reason. It will be a part of our agreement. It is really important for you to know that when I transact, it really means a lot to me. And it is something that I do at the utmost profession for me to do my best work. I will not actually want to be close to you. I will want to do my job at the utmost best possible. That is who I am. And I also understand this from being the person I am. The people that I have hired, the people that I want them to do the absolute best and guarantee on their life they've done the best. This is a hard thing to find. The second thing is, yes, I'll be at least enjoyable to have a short snip of conversation, but I don't need you addicted to me. I don't need you flaunting me off as that you know me. That is not who I am. I'm more than happy on my own, in my own life, doing my things. So it doesn't matter who you are, what name you carry, what family name that you have on your back or on your head. It is about getting things done efficiently. This in itself is something that I know for a fact is rare beyond rare, because there are so many things out there in the spiritual realms doing so many different things, and to surpass these levels within oneself is something that is rare beyond rare. It is why I am who I am and why I have the spiritual influence I have on this entire globe. You are starting to see certain things changing and evolving. So for you, having my assistance on one-on-one to make sure your empire, your legacy continues to move forward, or dealing with the women that are in your family, in your business, and in your ways. I have changed a lot of things, the way things work, and well, you can get all of the answers from me on how to shift and change the way you think, act, and move so you can continue to maintain everything that you have absolutely wonderfully. It is my pleasure to be able to be here on this earth at this time, making you understand and know exactly who I am and why I am here. I am here for much more than these services, but these services are a very big value to the entire globe, because I know that you hold within your hands the entire movement of huge economies. So when you get it right, it means that an entire economy doesn't have to bust down completely, break apart, and be remade, which means that our earth can continue going on, moving forward with the right rate of action to maintain human life. It is actually very important that you would find me and reach out to me, because I do want you to get it done correctly, because there are new things in the universe that have been placed there, the multiverse now, and you are changing and evolving, and I want you to stay on top because you already know how to manage it. But managing it with the new laws, the new order, is very, very important. So that is why I'm here, to transact accordingly. And yes, I am very aware that I am a very, very energetically protected person. So for you to try and find out information about me, well, that will be your first very big hint, or maybe slap in the face for some comedy, for you to understand who I truly am. So thank you very much for being here and understanding why I am here and able to charge what I charge, which is such an asset to you, because I really understand and value people who stand behind their promises and charge accordingly. My name is ENYELAH Taylor, and you can find me on my website, ENYELAH.com. And from there, you'll have to join membership. Membership is just an opportunity for you to have a phone call, and also for you to understand and know I don't take conversations from just any person. If you can't buy membership, well, then you will have to see me on YouTube. And I know that you love that exclusivity, because I like it too. My phone doesn't get to ring for just anybody. It is really important that you understand that. From there, we can move into further discussions of what you want. And yes, it is extremely extremely important that when you see what I am and what I value, that you do get to have this beautiful thing called commitment. My will is the one that runs all of the things. So you will get to see that in your own life by committing to that when you purchase membership. From there, much more can happen, but it is most important that you do this because it is both for your security and for my security, and that I am the one that is actually honored and respected for what place I have in this entire global empire. So thank you very much for having the interest in making your own legacy empire stand strong with all of the new energetic changes. For your relationships to stand the test of time no matter what bumps and bruises they have gone through, especially as of late. I really do want you to succeed, but you will have to ask for the help and assistance. I cannot help you. I will never help you. I will transact with you accordingly. Again, my name is ENYELAH Taylor, and it is such a pleasure to be here and share with you exactly why I charge millions for my services.